is the love of my life, and I ain't excited tonight to give you.
Welcome back. You're watching Breakfast in Bed. And like I said earlier, we have an important guest in the house. We're talking about an important topic. And this topic is very important. Looking at the recent trends of the high rate of suicide attempts, depression is on the rise.
Yeah.
And mental health is a thing these days. Many young people are dealing with mental health situations that eventually lead to depression, and sometimes people want to commit suicide. We hear stories of people jumping into the Third Mainland Bridge, people trying to commit suicide, trying to hang themselves. I saw one story of someone trying to commit suicide on Lekki recently.
Sad stories.
So it's always very sad, and you know, sometimes you might just want to get to understand from the perspective of someone that has been there. And you know, why do these things happen? You know, these are questions that parents might not understand why it happens to their children, and some children might not understand why it happens to their parents, or even siblings or friends. And sometimes you just want to understand from that perspective.
And some people don't know when the symptom starts.
So we have a guest in the house. His name is Gideon Disu of Pagidi Expressions. He's also a suicide survivor. Welcome to Breakfast in Bed.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad to have you.
Yes,
and I really want to know so much.
Okay.
You know, so when I got the memo that I'm having a survivor, like, wow, okay, I really want to know so much about depression and suicide, because depression is on the rise. People are easily depressed. You see people sitting in. I understand the situation of the country also adds to it.
Okay.
But let's start with your story. What led to depression, and obviously
why did you
trying to attempting suicide?
Okay, thank you very much for having me here, and I'm really grateful. So first thing first, okay, I'm a lawyer. So first thing
a lawyer,
someone would think of is that why would a lawyer even want to commit suicide, or why would a lawyer think of this? So it happens to anyone. It can happen to anyone. Back then in the university, in the final year of my university, I had 7 carryover courses.
7?
Okay, it gets more interesting
that's
like
that.
7!
It's a story I tell everywhere. Yes, I had 7 carryover courses in the final year of my university.
Now, sorry, I'm going to cut you there. I want to be judgmental here.
Okay.
I try not to be judgmental. What are you doing? Why
Exactly.
you just playing? Like, why are you just playing all through? Because I know some people are asking, I thought, like, share school. Why are you just playing all?
Now, in my final year, my colleagues, that is those who didn't have carryover at all, they were just having 4 courses. So I was even writing 11 at that point.
Wait, you had your carryovers from, is it from
200,
300?
Yes. From 200, I was feeling 200, I feel 300, 400.
Wow.
Like that. So, and what I thought then was that, you know, when you fail a course, maybe you don't need to go back to to attend the class and all that.
Okay,
you can just read. No, that's the natural thing university students do. That I'll just collect assignments, write them. But even to do assignment was problem. I could not do that. Then, so that's when the depression started. So it did not just start in 500 level. It started from 200, 300. As at 300 level, I was no longer interested in being a lawyer. Yes, as at my 300 level. So in the final year, when it dawned on me that, okay, I was now going to have extra year, I'm not going to go to Nigerian law school with my colleagues. That's when I accepted or acknowledged the fact that, okay, this thing is here. I wrote the extra year courses, but I did not still believe in myself or believe that anything good could come out of me. So that's when I attempted the suicide. Now, there are always different perspectives or routes to someone attempting suicide. Yes, you were talking about someone going to Third Mainland Bridge, some people maybe using rope and all that. My own attempt, because it's my own personal story, my own attempt was that I wanted to leave the house. I didn't know where I was going to. I was fed up with my family. I was fed up with every single thing. So I just wanted to leave the house and, you know, let me just be going. Maybe by second day or third day, I can just decide to, I don't know. So, but my parents didn't allow me to leave the house because they felt that intuition that this guy wants to do something. So that was what kept me. If they allowed me to leave the house, then it could have been something else. So yes, I passed it. I went to Nigeria. Even at the Nigerian Law School, I was in Lagos campus. Wow, it was hectic because I was like, am I still going to fail this thing all over again? So, but that belief helped me. You know, I've read so many stories of people having 1 carryover course, 2 carryover courses, 3. And it's not like I measured myself with them that I had 7. No. If someone can have 2, 3, even 1, and end up killing himself, how much more someone that had 7 and is still sitting down here speaking with you? So that makes my survival story even more interesting.
So let's look at it now, because let's look at your background, like your parents. Okay. Your parents were?
My parents are pastors.
Okay, so yes. So basically, imagine coming from a background where your parents are very, very religious. So basically, you have this pressure to like wanting to like in school, wanting to come out in flying colors because you feel my dad is a pastor, my mom is this, my dad is this. So were there any extra pressure that really, really prompted you to want to?
Okay, thank you very much for that. So in my university, I think I should say that I attended Olabisi Onabanjo University. Oh. So I was fully... Nice sitting. Thank you. So I was fully into fellowship activities there in the university, and I was in, school workers and all that. So it got to a point, when I started in 300 level, that's when so it got to a point I felt like, let me leave this academy. I always hear these stories that, you can write, even if you don't have anything to write in exam, God will, those kind of stories that even if they just go to exam or just write anything, God will.
The spiritual pen.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So I was really feeling that thing that I'm serving God, I'm doing this. So even if I don't attend this course.
You had this confidence.
I don't know if I will call it confidence. I don't know what I will call it, but that was how it was. And I'm sure even those watching right now, they can know that they have that kind of feeling. So that, let me just continue serving God. Let me just continue doing this fellowship activity. Let me just continue doing this. And later on, when I want to check my result, I will just see that there's no more F. It is now
parallel.
You get that kind of, like, I think God is a magic shot.
Like the angels are around. The angels are working.
So that's just how it was. And 300 level, I wrote the exam. I did not see. I saw F.
The angels left you.
They left me on red. So 400, same thing. So 500. So that's there. I felt like fellowship activities or this God something was going to help me get over it. So that was why when I go to the law school, I told my parents. I mean, it's my own personal. Yes, my parents are pastors. I told them that I didn't want to be attending church again.
You told them?
Yes, that
was their response?
They are watching me. They accepted it.
Okay. They accepted?
Wow. Yes. Oh, so that's why I celebrate my parents anywhere I find myself. My mom, like I said, in fact, they are not just pastors, Reverend and Reverend Mrs.
Wow.
So, yes, there's a little challenge. Okay, I should say there could be a little challenge in between. Your parents are pastors, they are preaching, and their child not going to church. How do we reconcile that in the mental health space? But if you look at it in the extended version, if they are insisting on me serving their God, so to say, and I end up killing myself, what would be the result of it? Wow. I am not saying that if your child says he does not want to go to church, then believe him or that. There are different perspectives to different things. Do what, I'm moving too forward, but do what would work for you that will ensure that you still remain alive.
I like that. If
it means going to church, not going to church will keep you alive.
Just stop.
Don't go to church.
Wow. Okay. Now, the way you've talked about your parents, they seem very understanding.
Yes, they are.
I want to take us back a bit. Now, when you saw this carryover courses, and then they led to about 7, before 7, maybe 3, 4, 5, and you couldn't even meet up to the... Did you have the conversation with anybody? Maybe with parents?
Or friends?
Do you have siblings?
Yes, I am the first.
Oh, so the younger ones, it won't be very difficult for you to have conversation with. Maybe family, maybe best friends, maybe friends. Did you have conversation with anybody like, this is what I'm facing?
My friends knew about the carryover because I remember I can mention names. I remember one, I had one, Lakon, Dari. So they knew about these carryover courses when I was having them. They were trying to, like be coming with us, be attending classes, all this kind of thing. But guy, that thing was not there. I just didn't have, that's where you talked about confidence. I didn't have the confidence and all that.
So was it fellowship that affected you in school?
I should say...
Maybe you gave too much of your time to fellowship and not books.
Yes, not to regret, but yes, I gave too much time to my fellowship as against my books because I was believing that my fellowship was going to help me fix the problem of the book. As a student, you're supposed to read.
Yes, obviously.
If you don't read, you will not pass. There's no magic to it. You get? So I felt my fellowship, something was going to help. My parents, I could not tell them, like, what are they going to say? That was the first thing. So it was when I now had the 7th career. In fact, I remember I went back. I traveled out of the country for vacation. I went to US. I came back to the country. Then I now heard that, okay, result is out. Lekon told me that.
Sorry, man, I want to get something. No?
Okay.
So you went out for vacation, you traveled for vacation. So you were chilling and failing. You were chilling and failing.
You was flexing.
And you were flexing and failing.
You went out for vacation.
Yeah, no, I just needed to do that, you know, because the stress was already too much. So, and then I was feeling that, okay, if I just go there, you know, by the time I come back, I'll just hear that everything is done. So
you need to go far away.
As in, let me leave this space.
So Lekon told me that result is out. I should go to faculty and check my result. I went there, I checked the result. I saw 7.
Wow.
Out of the 11 that I wrote. And that 7 included a 500 level course.
Wow.
So I failed all the ones I was carrying over and a 500 level course. So that day I didn't, you know, your question is that, do I have the conversation with my parents? I didn't want to go home because I was like, what do I want to tell I came just to get result and go back that your son is now.
What do you want to tell them?
So, and I also said, let me go to I'd already handed over in my fellowship. So, like I'd handed over, they don't know this send forth and all that. So I was like, and I kept that, let me just go there and, you know, pray to God, cry, all those kind of thing. So they said, when they saw me, they were like, hey, alumnus, all this kind of thing. So that, let me just cry and pray to God. My mom felt, you know, being a pastor, she felt the intuition that something is wrong. So she now asked, what exactly is the problem? I told her. I was crying on phone. I was saying that, Mom, I failed. So she said that Dad is in the hospital, that he's on admission. I did not even know that he's on admission, that it's better I come home. No, not I should come and meet him in the hospital. And that before I get to the hospital, she will find a way of telling him. So by the time I got there, I'm sorry, it's a long story.
No, I'm enjoying it.
Okay, thank you very much. So by the time I got there, that was the first time I was, because I could say in our family, we don't really fall sick like that. We are all AA. So seeing him on admission bed, I wasn't like, maybe this is what we joke him, you know, all this Nollywood story.
Extra pressure.
Just said it.
I can imagine.
So, I was crying, but I remember the word he said. I remember, and I bless his life. I remember he said that Professor Wole Soyinka had third class in the university, and is a professor today. That Gani Fawehinmi had third class in university, and is one of the best known lawyers ever. So me having a third class or having 7 carryover courses does not mean the end of life. That I should go back to school, is going to get the money. There was no money, so he will borrow the money for me to go back to school and write it. So that was how.
So what did he eventually graduate with?
Third class.
A third class. Okay.
I call myself a proud third class graduate.
Okay, I like that. Now let's just rush into mental health situations.
Okay.
Now, how would you describe the way we perceive mental health situations? Now, I want to talk about young people, because young people in relations with their parents or older ones. Now, how would you see the perception of mental health in Nigeria today?
I would say it's becoming something of a positive note. Yes, I would say it's becoming something of a positive, because this 2024, as at between 2000, 2010, you cannot say mental health or depression. In fact, if you say you're depressed, what are you, they'll tell you, what are you thinking of that you're depressed? So, but between 2015 and now 2024, it has become very, very appreciable. I love the fact that people are having conversations about it, but I would still say that sometimes we try to trivialize this mental health thing. Everybody trying to say that any small thing mental health, any small thing mental health.
That's it. I wonder why.
I'm broke. I have mental health.
Yes. I'm dealing with so much my mental health issues.
You need
so
money.
We are now even capitalizing on the talk of mental health. So that's why even on the shirt I'm wearing, I'm talking about we have to speak. We have to educate and enlighten people about mental health. As we speak, someone somewhere is committing suicide, because 800,000 in a World Health Organization says that 800,000 people commit suicide worldwide in a year. So if you limit it down, with every 16 seconds, someone dies by suicide. Meaning before we even conclude this show, another person would have died by suicide here in Nigeria.
Okay, so what's the way out? What's the way out?
What's the way out? First of all,
for those dealing with depression, those that are thinking of committing suicide.
It's never about, like, it's a question of, at what point did you start having that feeling of wanting to, and at what point did you feel, no, I can't do this, like, I'm not going to do this?
And what should be the solution?
For me, It was my academics, my family, my relationships. So I only spoke about my academics.
That made you want to?
Yes, that made me. My girlfriend broke up with me.
Oh, wow.
My girlfriend broke up with me. I was having family issues and the 7 extra years. So, I mean, that's
a lot.
For some people here in Nigeria currently, loan apps alone can cause depression.
Yes.
Sporty bets, depression.
Yes.
This thing that we are now doing, tap,
yeah.
We've never gotten to the end of it. Tap causes depression. So poverty is affecting
Societal
people.
pressure too.
We are going to have, well, I don't know if it's going to happen, the protest that is going to happen soon because of the economic depression that is going on in the country. So first and first, everyone needs money. Everyone wants to know how to get money. But I think we should enlighten people on the fact that you cannot get money by this quick double means of getting money. So you have to work to get money. If you're in school, you have to read to pass. If you are married, you have to, or do something, you have to believe in yourself. Yeah. So, and one of the ways out of seeking this help for mental health and depression is speaking. Speaking, you have to speak. For me, the way I spoke was, apart from talking, I write. That's how Pagidi Expressions came to be. I express myself in writing because writing is therapeutic.
So you're also an author?
Yes. I've written 5 books on suicide, titled Dearest Suicide. They are of different parts. So writing can help you get out of... We talk about speaking. Even if you want to talk to someone, the person you are sharing they say a problem shared is half solved. Yeah. But sometimes even sharing your problem can even lead you to depression because the person you share it with might not even help you.
And not understand what you're even saying.
I actually saw something on your page where it said, Dearest, I think one of your books, where it said Dearest Suicide, and you had a caption on that saying, suicide as a healing.
When suicide becomes the healing you need.
So I don't understand that very well. Can you just explain?
So suicide becoming the healing?
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to explain
that. Yes.
When suicide,
when suicide. Okay, now, because of the way we stigmatize depression and suicide in Nigeria, I came from a perspective of talking to suicide. Suicide as a persona. Talking to suicide that people don't know why people kill themselves. People don't know why you will go to 3rd Mainland Bridge and jump off. People don't know what you want to do. So I wanted to challenge suicide. That suicide, why are you doing this to people? Why are you not making them see reasons why this thing is happening? People see suicide as the healing to their problems. But at the end of the day, if they kill themselves, it does not solve things.
Anything.
If I had killed myself in 2015, this 2024, 7-8 years now, the success I have today wouldn't, because then I would have felt, because then I would have felt that once I die, that's the end.
That's all.
So I was challenging suicide because people feel suicide is the healing to their problems. So that's why I wrote it, when suicide becomes the healing you need. And you know, anyone picks up that book, yes, they will feel that, okay, someone have asked that, does it mean I'm advocating for suicide? I don't have to advocate for suicide. But if I don't talk, people will continue to kill themselves.
So it's more like you making a way out for them.
Yes, it's like a revised psychology thing.
Okay, now, just before we go, lastly, some people are out there dealing with depression, dealing with suicide, so many things happening to them. Now, just few words for them, and then we wrap up. What do you just want to tell them? Those going through it.
I'm alive. I had 7 carryover courses, and I'm still here. So you can also do it. Like, you don't have to. If you kill yourself, that is the end. Your problem is not as big as you think it is because someone else has a bigger problem somewhere.
And then what's to parents too, who feel like, well, you have 7 carryover courses, oh,
that's the end of the world,
what's to them?
Parents, please understand your children. Understand your children. Your children are going through a lot. And you are a parent now. There was a time you were a teenager. Your life then is different from the life now. So try to understand, if you are hard on your children are going to go out and get it from somewhere else. So don't be hard on your children.
Don't push them out.
Yes, don't push them. If you push them out, they will go somewhere else and get the solution that you should have naturally given to them.
Thank you very much, Gideon Disu. He's a lawyer.
That was very inspiring.
Suicide survivor. Then
Pagidi Expressions. Yeah, people call me Pagidi.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. And I'm glad you're doing very well now.
Yes, thank you.
I'm glad you're doing very well. A successful lawyer. Yeah. I'm so glad. That's good. So, yeah, that's all we can take, Dayo. It's time to leave.
Yeah. And it sounds as an alarm to people who are wanting to, and now this is more like a turning point for them. Like, there are people who are going through worse situations than you, and actually they are still living fine. So just because you have one little issue, you're now thinking that's the end of the world. Like, you have so many potential. So think about those potentials they can offer to us, not you taking it just like that. Like you have so many potentials that you can offer. So we just want the best for each other, and hopefully everything will be fine. But that's what we can take for this weekend. And
that's all we can take, Dayo. So, but I'm just going to tell you that, it's best to always have conversations.
Yeah.
Speak with someone you trust. Speak up. Always speak up. Don't bottle things in. Well, that's what we can take. That's all on Breakfast in Bed. Please do have an amazing weekend. Stay safe out there. I understand the situation out there. Stay safe. And please, if ever the protest is going to open, do not destroy government infrastructure.
Be safe.
We're looking out. We're looking out for you. Thank you very much. I'm Babu Miagbibi. Have a wonderful Saturday.
Bye-bye.
That the morning fantastic. See you with flam, put it on your tongue, then flip it up like gymnastics. Anything you want, you can have it. Sausage, y'all the planting. Can make love on the empty belly. I'll give you some